Well, welcome to the Quinntessential Carper. It's opening day, it's the 16th of June. I'm on Tabley Moat, the stunning Tabley Moat. We got on here last night, midnight, finally casting out 1 o'clock in the morning in the pitch black. You might have seen before, the place is full of lilies, so it's a bit of hit and hope, to be honest with you. So I rose up this morning about 5:30, 6 o'clock, got the rods in, got a few spots out. I'll show you what's in the spot in a second. And got the rods out over to the far lilies. Now this place, I've told you before, there's not maybe even 20 fish in here. It's 8 acres, 4 acres are out of bounds, the other 4 acres, like 2.5 acres of it are covered in lilies, so it's a very daunting task. But last year Jay, who fished with a lot, had the club record out bloated line at 36 pounds, a stunning fish. I'll just show you the picture of it. But yeah, it's an absolutely stunning place, so the wait is worthwhile. I'll just show you now, show you where I'm fishing to, let you see the rest of the lake as well. But it's a stunning place. If you ever get a chance to join Liam, if you're not too far away, this is one of those places that will graft you. If you put the time in on it, you do have a few fish, like a couple of the regulars who we know have had a few of the fish out. But it's one of them, you need to be able to put the time and effort. At the moment, I'm fishing Lynn Vale, and that's taken up a lot of my time. Still struggling on there to get through the Tench, but time will tell. This may be one for next year. There's also Chester Lakes and also Tabley Mere as well, which is only accessible by a boat, so there's lots to go at. Now I'm hopeful. Last night when I flipped them out, I just flipped them out there to the side of the lilies. Had a couple of knocks, like, but they could just be tench or so. Probably are as well, knowing my luck. But I'll just go and take you now to see the rest of the lake. So here we are, this is where I'm fishing. I'll just have a zoom in for you now. Now both rods are just here. One's in the further into the lilies, and one's just on the side here. As I say, I've put a few spots out. Put quite a few boilies out, must be what, 20 pulped or so, just to get, because I'm planning on not moving anything now. They're staying in now for the duration. Let me just go and take you and show you a bit more of the lake. Well, this is what I'm putting out in the spot. As you can see, there's loads of mixed pellets in there, half boilies. They're my fishy, fruity fish meals, HMVs. Caught me loads of tench this year. Mind you, I did do a night on Belmont and had 10 fish out, so I mustn't grumble. As you can see, loads of different pellets in there. Breakdown speeds will all vary. There's also a bit of a fish meal ground bait in there, just to give a bit of a cloud off. But yeah, I've got a whole bucket of it here, so I will be putting some more out throughout the day as well. Just keep on topping that up, trying to draw some fish in. But it's just one of them. It's going to have to be a suck in and see. But that's hopefully how they're landing. Obviously they are going to be a bit more spread out once you go through the water column, but it's all good. Catching the lease. Right, okay, so let's start putting the components together. You've seen the components we're using. I will talk you through it on how to splice the actual leg core, the way I do it. Now, I've had no problems with this, and I've been using it for a number of years. Okay, so first of all, your splicing needle and your leader. This leader is a Varis downfall leader. Now, again, this stuff is the tops. I have used a lot of other leaders in the past, leg core as well, but it's unleaded leg core, but it takes on the water really well, and it makes it sink a lot heavier than even some of the leaded leg core, to be honest. Right, okay, so to start off, just to splice this, we're going to mount a swivel on here. So just measure your leader up with your splicing needle. Okay, so then just cut the inside of your needle in and then push it up through the leg core. Always keep on measuring where you're going to be coming back to. It will just help you on the splicing of it. That should be perfect. Okay, so you swivel, put your swivel through the end, and then turn your needle around and grab the last few millimeters of your leader. Give it a quick wet, you'll find out that it'll pull through a lot easier. Right, okay. It'll pull through too well then, come out with fingers. Okay, so there we go. And then just tease that through your leader, and it'll come out where you first went in. And just pull it down and that's like tow rope. Okay, so we've got a swivel mounted there first of all. As you can see, everything's nice and neat. There's no extra of the leader sticking through or so. It does take a bit of practice. Now, I've been using this stuff for a number of years now, so I might make it look a bit easier, but a bit of practice, guys, and you'll find it just as easy. So the next step is to put your bucket bead on. What I'm doing here is just doing a quick running rig to show you. It's one of the rigs I use in all my fishing, to be honest. So pull your swivel. Okay, and there you go, you've got a buffer bead. I'll just pull that swivel back out so you can see. There we go. So you can see your swivel in a buffer bead, and that's ready for mounting onto your hair rig, which I'll show you how to do in a second. Okay, now on the other end, you're going to want to be able to attach this to your main line. Now, a big no-no using leg cord and leaders is, I've seen people with swivels, with O-rings and all sorts attaching the leader over to the main line. It's a big no-no, guys, and it does as well. It constitutes a death rigs and probably quite a few deaths of carp throughout the year. It might just be an education thing, but if you're not too confident in using this stuff, don't use it. Right, okay, so let's just attach this to the main line now. So again, put your splicing needle in. And then push it up through your leader. Right, okay, so there we go. So just push it up again, keep on measuring, and as you can see, there's a tiny little bit left over there where that's coming through. So pop your needle out the end. Okay, grab again a couple of millimeters from the end, and then what I like to do is always you pull a tool in here so you've got enough room to get your line through. Just push it through and it should pop out the bottom like it did previously. There we go, and just pull it tight and that'll disappear inside, and that again you'll pull trains in with it. Okay, so the next side, just putting your running rig on. I'm using a running rig adapter here, so just a little simple running rig. Got a thing where you put your pin in for your lead. I don't tend to use these because the leads are used from the lead shed. They've got big eyes on them, so they do stick in there pretty well. As you can see, that's not coming off. It will come off if it gets snagged, but again, the lead shed leads have got great big eyes on them, so they do help sticking this attachment. Okay, so all you do now is slide that over, and there is your leader ready to tie to your main line through that little loop. Okay, as you can see, that is full running rig, and to be honest with you, you get some of the best bite indications you'll ever get with running rigs. Just put that to one side for now, and I'll show you my version of the IQ rig. Right guys, so I'm going to now show you my IQ combi rig. It's a bit different to everyone else's other take where they're normally catching soft braid onto the fluorocarbon. Okay, I'll just show you the way I do it. So take some end strap. Okay, only a little length of it. It's only for your hair rigs, your hair, so don't worry about if you've only got a little bit of it. And strip it all back. Okay, with this end strap it is fairly easy to strip back. You can grab hold of it. Okay, so there we go. I just trim off the end of it. Now what I'm going to do here is attach a loop where your hair stop's going to go. So just turn it round back on itself, and I always use a baiting needle just to make sure I can grasp it. Sometimes the size of my fingers, they am a bit fingers and thumbs. So there you go. Just take off your excess. Okay, that's the one. Now what I'm going to do is show you how I attach this to the hook and with the IQ. So one of the fang twisters out. Well, these hooks are super sharp. Right, okay, so if you just get your hair, put it up through your hook and just pop it through the end, through the eye. Okay, that should be about right. Right, okay, just fold it over back on the inside of the eye on its own. You can see that. Just pull it through and fold it back on itself on the other side of the shank. Okay. Now, what you want to do, take your fluorocarbon, just a little length of it. I'm using a bit longer rigs on here because it is very silty. I am using longer rigs, but just a short one just to show you. Okay, so if you grab your hook with your end strap that's been folded back through. Okay, so always go through to the back of the hook and just lie that piece of fluorocarbon back down onto your hair. Just go round once, twice, 3 times, 4, and I normally like to go right down to where I pulled the end trap back through on the other side of the hook, just so it's all covered up. Okay, there we go. I will show you this in a bit better detail in a second, the hook. And then just thread it back through the back of the eye. Okay. So there we go. Just neaten all that up. And as you can see, your hair is now locked in place by the IQ. So I'll just show you that. Can't really see it, to be honest, but I think it's because of the background of, there we go. Right, okay, so as you can see, it's a nice neat knot round there, and then all you need to do is just trim the excess off. And there is my IQ combi hook. So you might be able to see here, just spin that round, how that hook is a nice knot. We've got the IQ there then going down, which is a nice soft piece of braid and a super sharp hook. Right, okay, now just going back to where you're going to attach it to your quick link. Okay, quickest knot I use for these, never had any problems with them. It's just a figure of 8. Okay, so once, just wet this now. I'll just pull it down. Trim your tang end off. Okay, just get your puller tool on it. With the IQ and any fluorocarbon, it is a bit springy, so you might just want to get the kettle over it and just straighten it all out over the kettle. Now, okay, your rig ring. A lot of people tend to put these on first. I don't know why, but I am a bit different. I always put them on second. Okay, so I'll just bring that round your hook. Again, I like to use my splicing needle for this, just to tie it through. Okay, so we're going through once. That one I can normally get through. Give me a bit of pain now a bit. Okay, so that's through. Oh. Just tease it through. Told you to give me a bit of pain for the camera. Now I am fingers and thumbs a lot of the time, so there we go. So as you can see, that is now, it's not locked in place. You can get it where you want to do, and then just tie your own little knot into the line just to lock that rig ring in place. It's always better if you give it a bit of ease. Hooks are super sharp. Okay, so just get it back through the hair if I can do it. There we go. So I'll just create a knot and just put it back through on itself again. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . go. As I say, you might find it easier putting it on first, but I myself can never judge the actual length until I put it. Sorry, just had a few issues there with the camera, so let me just show you. So we've got the rig ring on, ready to attach your boilie to. Just put this through on a quick link. Just cut a piece of silicone, push that over, and then just attach your quick link through. Okay, and then what is on ready. Pick up your leader that you had before, and then just attach that on through onto your quick link, and there you go, there's your hook. Get your boilie. Now, because I'm feeding a lot of halves through the spod, I'm just going to put a butterfly arrangement on of two of my own boilies. And there we go. Okay, so as you can see, that is my style of IQ rig, and that is the running arrangement. Okay, and then you just need to tie it out with a Palomar knot or a nice easy knot that beds down nice together to stop anything coming back over. Now, with it being a running rig, there's no chance that's going to get stuck on anything, but if you're attaching swivels and O-rings to it, they've got no chance. So that is my style of IQ rig. Again, it is a bit of a combi rig because the hair is not the same material, but that's my style, and put it into your own fishing. I'm sure it'll catch you loads of fish. Thank you. Well, it's now coming up to 1:15. Just to talk you through the night, I had a screaming run at 4:30. Ran out of the bivvy ecstatic, but to realise it was a duck, so lost it at the net unsurprisingly. Just talk you through the night, Peter's had a pike reeling in, but that's the only fish that's been on the bank. There's been quite a few anglers on 6 throughout the opening 6 days of the season. But you never know. As I say, we're staying on till about 6 o'clock, so we'll see how it goes. The battery's flashing at me, so I might not be able to say ta-ra a little bit on the blog, so say it now, team catch and release without doing it, but unfortunately this time so far we're blanking. Pretty expected on a lake with only 20 fish, and it's 8 acres in size, and there's only fishable 4 acres of it, so it's one of those things, this place, you've got to put a lot of time and effort on here. Now, I am, as I said before, been on the Vale quite a lot, which that's wrecking me head as well, so we'll see. I'm sure I'll be back, but hope you've been able to enjoy it in a bit more colour and a bit HD. Who would have thought, Quinntessential Carper in HD. Okay, team catch and release.